Well, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a quick review on the Bristell by Kavan. Now, I didn't even know that Kavan actually made airplanes, so luckily I was over at FR Sky in Brea getting some X20S updates to my radio. I'm lucky enough to be close enough to their headquarters, and I saw they had this plane in the over in the side of the workbench there, and I said, "Man, what is that airplane? It looks really cool." I'm like, "Is it a Cirrus?" I don't know. It's a Bristell. And they're made by Kavan. So he goes, "Let me get the guy from Kavan on here." So he calls up, and I ended up ordering one on the spot because it just looks so cool. So let's just take a quick look at this airplane. So this is a Bristell, and you might be saying to yourself, it looks a lot like a Cirrus, and you guys would be right. It looks very similar to a Cirrus. The difference is that this is a two-seater airplane, and this is a real airplane that's made out of Europe. So it is a real airplane, a real GA airplane. So just to go over real quickly, it's 1,600 millimeters from tip to tip on wingspan, and it takes 4S, and I would recommend a 4S 4000 just to give yourself a nice run time and don't have to add any extra weight to make it hit the CGs. I'll put it up here on the screen what it actually is, but here's where my two marks are. I think I'm right at the front mark for CG, so it's okay to run it slightly tail heavy, I guess. Little notes about this airplane. I think for the price, it probably should have come with better wheels, and it should have come with metal gear servos. I think those are plastic gear servos in there. But anyway, take a good look. It's a great looking airplane. It really, it's a nicer size, I think, than the E-flite Cirrus. But if you are interested in this airplane, I'm going to put a contact information for the guy who imports these from Europe. Now, I'm not sponsored by the guy who I bought this from and the guy who imports these, but I did get free shipping on it, and I told him, hey, I'll go ahead and do a review on this for you. And you guys know me, I'm kind of a no-holds-barred RC reviewer here. If there's something that I want to improve upon the airplane or should have any suggestions, it'll be in this review. So here we go. Okay, guys, so a couple things I wanted to point out on the bottom of the airplane here is that these screws right here from the factory were loose on the aileron, so there was a little bit of play between the aileron and the clevis horn here, so make sure that these get tightened back down. If you really wanted to, you could put some glue underneath there, but the screws go all the way through to the other side of the wing, so it's not really that necessary. I felt like the control surfaces, the stock position was this outer one, which gives you less travel. I'm more of an aggressive flyer, even though this is a GA airplane. So I went ahead and put my ailerons in the middle position, and the same thing with the elevator here. So just if you wanted to get a little bit more travel, when you want to do aggressive flight, then you can do that. Here's my my flaps here.
Flaps
mid flap, and here's my full flap.
Flaps full.
Which is a pretty nice angle there for landing, and it really slows down very, very nicely. Another thing to watch out for, guys, is the nose wheel here. They have it set in from the factory to as much travel as you can get. So you'll see here on my rudder and my nose that it only goes, about 20-30 degrees or so with the steering. And I did that because the way that like a Cirrus and this type of an airplane is designed is this is raked forward. So if there's any little bit of play in the nose here, or even the wheel, and you can see the wheel's got some play, it'd be nice to have some washers that'll take away some of that play. Because it's raked forward, if it goes slightly to the right or to the left, it's going to pull the airplane in that direction, so it doesn't steer super accurately. So that can be improved, which I'll probably do in the future. And just to show you guys what that looks like, from the stock, we had as much travel as can be expected from this servo horn. So I moved it actually all the way in, and I don't get the tightest circles anymore, but my steering is much more accurate. Okay, guys, so here's the internal parts of the airplane. This is not carbon fiber. This is just a sticker, just FYI. I have the TDSR10 in here, which is a stabilized 10-channel receiver. That means I have my my ailerons on separate channels, and also had my flaps on separate channels as well. But it has stabilization, which is really cool. And now I can't remember what battery they recommend from the factory, but they say up to about 3,300. I ended up going with a 4,000 milliamp battery pack, and it's all the way pushed up against that screw that tightens up your landing gear. So I felt like with any smaller of a battery, it was way too tail heavy, and you might have had to add weight to the nose. So it's better to get one of these Lipitor 4000 milliamp battery packs and put it all the way forward. I may still put just a tiny bit of weight in the nose. The other thing you could do is actually just move this ESC actually further up into the nose, which will help with the weight balance a little bit. But I didn't end up using that little cover that goes over the receiver. And I didn't really end up using this PDB board for the controls because I just had everything straight into the receiver. I just have one lead coming from this board here to power the LEDs, which are on the wings. Here, I'll show you that. So LEDs, nice bright one for the forward, and really cool LEDs here on the sides of the wings. And I just want to show you real quick that I have a couple meat mixes going on my radio here, so you will see crow. So I'm just gonna go to half on my slider here, so you can see that the ailerons go up and the flaps go down. That's full crow, and it actually works really nice. I've done a couple landings with half crow and also full crow. I'm still practicing and maybe trimming that out my flight modes, but that works pretty good. Okay, a suggestion I'd have for Kavan is this plastic arm here for the nose wheel landing gear is made out of plastic. I wish it was made out of metal, or more substantially, because when you tighten up this screw here, tightening it into the shaft of the landing gear, nose gear, I've had this back out before. So there's a screw hole on the other side as well. I may just stick a smaller screw on the other side and actually grind a little flat spot on this shaft here to help ensure that this screw is not going to back out, because this is made out of plastic. So if you guys don't know, the TDSR10s, TD stands for tandem, which means that it controls with 2.4 gigahertz here. I've got two antennas here and also on the base here. Then we also have a 900 megahertz receiver right here. Basically, it's going to ensure that you don't lose control of your airplane, because this is a really cool airplane. Half flat stick off here. A little downwind here, but what's up? I'll do a low pass on the runway, right to left. Try and keep it a little closer. I do half flap. Low pass. I'm coming in. Yep, go for it. Where are you going? Why do you keep going that way? Why do you keep going that way? I'll try another, as soon as Dougie's clear, I'm going to do another touch and go here.
Okay, you come out here the weekend when nobody's here.
Flaps full. Elevator high.
Alright, go around and do another. Fun little flyer. Alright guys, well here is my final thoughts on the Bristell by Kavan. It is a really, really nice airplane. It flies well, it's put together well, it's built well. There are a couple caveats, like I said in the video, that you can improve as far as like the steering and the nose wheel, putting some washers in there. And I would also recommend a bigger battery than stock. But I would highly recommend this airplane. It's a really nice flyer, and it's very unique. It's slightly larger than the E-flite Cirrus, so it does have a nice presence on the runway, and my god, it looks great. So it's really, really nice. Now, you are going to pay a premium for this airplane. It's about $400 plus shipping. You're paying for a premium to have a European airplane in the United States. Keep in mind, this does not come with a receiver, so $400 with no receiver, it's a little bit up there, but I tell you, I really like this airplane, and I think you will too.